Midterms lead to a record number of early Denton voters.
Officials find more bombs targeted towards Trump administration critics.
Find out what UNT homecoming events you can attend coming up.
Mayborn School of Journalism at the University of North Texas. This is NT Daily News.
This midterm election has seen a surge in voters.
A record 15.6 million people registered to vote in Texas. At the corner of McKinney and Bell lies Denton Civic Center. Normally you can find weddings and banquets, but for the past 4 days it has been packed with early voters. Historically, Denton County has had low voter turnout, but this midterm has seen lines wrapped around the building. The first day of early voting brought in nearly 18,000 people, and participants have waited over an hour in line in some cases. Freshman Maria Ramirez is a nursing major at TWU and is a first-time voter.
I felt like with the past election, like we weren't represented the way, we were supposed to. So this is a direct election or direct voting election. So I felt like I have to vote for someone who believes the same beliefs I do and who would actually speak for me.
The Civic Center is one of 22 early voting locations in Denton County. The last day to vote is on November 6th.
Well, the lines at the polls may be longer this year, but I found out the reward may be a sweeter. Local businesses in Denton are encouraging citizens to go out and vote by offering a few freebies. If you come to Fresh Morning Donuts and bring an I Voted sticker, then you can enjoy a donut like me.
I think it's important to vote, and if I could sweeten the deal by encouraging people to vote by giving them a free donut, that's a good deal.
I think it's very important that everyone goes out and votes. To me, that's our voice that's being heard on the ballot. So if you don't vote, you don't have the right to complain.
Source Gaming Lounge is also trying to encourage voters to go out to the polls this midterm election.
If you come in with an I Voted sticker, we'll get you a free hour of game time. So you can come in after spending an hour in the line trying to get to vote, you can use that and get an hour playing games or just relaxing. We've done it for any election, like any Denton election, the county local elections or the primaries. Anytime there's voting stations and you get I Voting stickers, we'll offer a free hour for coming in and to encourage people to get out and participate in their community.
Early voting has started this week, and the official voting day is November 6th. All voters can receive an I Voted sticker at their voter precinct.
The VO Ride bike share program has been very popular since its initial partnership with UNT in August. Because of their success, VO is also looking to expand their bicycle further than the UNT campus. NT Daily's Kevin Bond is live at the University Union.
I'm here outside of UNT's Union Building. It's a major hub for student activity, and with a lot of students come a lot of bikes. Although the weather hasn't been ideal for students as of late, you can see cycling remains a popular option. VO Ride, a bicycle rideshare company, partnered with the University of North Texas in August to provide 100 teal bikes for student rental. The pilot has gone well enough that VO Ride is adding 150 bikes to campus.
It has gone great. We've had actually over 14,000 total rides since August on the bicycles. We've had more than 2,000 riders just since August. They have actually had 294,647,500 calories burned approximately.
Students interested in using VO Ride can download the app on their phone or visit www.voride.com for more information. Live from UNT Student Union, I'm Kevin Bond.
A new bike lane is currently being planned for Hickory Street. Bike and pedestrian coordinator for Denton, Mark Oliphant, says plans for the new bike lane are in early design phase. The new addition between Avenue B and Welch Street will add 1,000 feet to the existing bike path. The city hopes to finalize the new design in 6 months. Oliphant says the budget for the project is in $100,000 price range.
Next, more suspicious packages were found addressed to a Hollywood icon and former vice president.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
They call me Prince like I'm royalty or something. But the places I've lived ain't no palaces. So I don't need grilled salmon or a new scratching post. Just give me a cardboard box and a can of tuna and we're good. You can even change my name. I'm cool being the kitty formerly known as Prince.
They gave me Vicodin after my knee surgery. They kept prescribing it, so I kept taking it. I didn't know it would be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
More suspicious packages were found following a string of pipe bombs being mailed to top Democrats. Investigators believe some of the suspicious packages may have been sent from Florida. Early Thursday, suspicious packages meant to be delivered to actor Robert De Niro and former Vice President Joe Biden were discovered. CNN's Natasha Chen has the latest.
Authorities say a suspicious package intended for former Vice President Joe Biden has been intercepted at a post office in Delaware. It is the 9th of such packages found this week.
Clearly, there's a pattern. It does appear to be very consistent. Each of these packages coming from the exact same person or people, the exact same style, the exact same materials. We have every reason to believe there might be some more.
Earlier Thursday, police said they were called about one addressed to actor Robert De Niro. The package was found at De Niro's production office in Lower Manhattan. Sources say it's similar to the ones sent to prominent Democrats. On Monday, a package targeting billionaire investor George Soros was found in a mailbox. Then Tuesday, one intended for Hillary Clinton was discovered. And by Wednesday, more devices were intercepted. Luckily, none of the packages detonated.
We are fine, thanks to the men and women of the Secret Service who intercepted the package addressed to us.
A source familiar with the investigation says the packages were sent by first-class mail with the return address of Debbie Wasserman Schultz's office in Sunrise, Florida. President Donald Trump has condemned the attacks, calling for unity and civil discourse.
We want all sides to come together in peace and harmony. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. It'll happen.
We reached out to the post offices here in Denton. They say they can't give out any details of heightened alerts because it would compromise the investigation. But they did give us some insight into the process of how they spot suspicious packages. In an email, the U.S. Postal Inspection Service says it has a dangerous mail investigation program. Inspectors are part of a nationwide team trained to survey and respond to suspicious packages with portable X-ray machines. The U.S. Postal Service says it takes reports of suspicious packages very seriously. President Trump orders U.S. troops to the southern U.S. border in response to the migrant caravan in southern Mexico moving north. CNN's John Lornick reports a second caravan is forming in Guatemala.
More than 7,000 migrants keep pushing north toward the U.S., fighting fatigue during the day, sleeping on the ground at night. They say they hope for a better future.
There isn't any work here, she says. We have nothing to live on.
Brian Covadreles spent most of his life in Texas until he was deported to Honduras a few weeks ago. He's walking back to reunite with his 3-year-old daughter.
She's the one who actually needs me the most, so, and I don't want her to grow up without me.
The caravan is over 1,000 miles away from the U.S., and things could get more difficult if they reach the border.
Wait till you see what happens over the next couple of weeks. You're going to see a very secure border. You just watch. Just watch. Very secure. And the military is ready.
Mr. Trump is not the only one talking tough about the migrants. Republican House Majority Leader Kevin McCarthy told North Dakota radio station WZFG that the caravans might be politically motivated. And as U.S. officials engage in talks with Mexico about how to handle the upcoming situation, a second caravan, made up of about 2,000 people, is also trekking toward the U.S. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Mexican immigration officials have started a process asylum requests for nearly 3,000 migrants. A few hundred others have voluntarily agreed to head back to Central America.
The newest tropical storm is hitting the west coast of Mexico. Hurricane Willa could also affect Texas, which is already having difficulty with flooding. CNN's John Lorick has more.
Texas gets ready for another deluge.
While we're planning for and prepared for whatever Mother Nature might throw at us, we have no indication at this point that this will be a long-term issue.
The remnants of Hurricane Willa could dump as much as 4 inches of rain on some parts of Texas. Central and eastern Texas were drenched earlier this month with historic downpours, and Willa's waters may aggravate saturated areas and swollen rivers. In Austin, a citywide boil water ordinance was issued earlier this week, and officials stressed the importance of cutting down on water use.
No watering outside, no washing cars, no filling pools, no watering lawns. And then on the inside, conserve where you can.
That sent residents to stock up on bottled water.
I got 4 of those gallons, and I got 8 more gallons.
I've got a newborn at home, and she supplements with formula, so I don't mess around with anything dangerous bacteria or anything.
There are concerns the additional rains will cause more flash floods, but officials are looking at the glass as half full.
We're pulling together here, and we'll get through this one too.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Austin will be getting aid from neighboring San Antonio by receiving a clean water tanker. Coming up, find how intramural tennis helps bring UNT students together.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Green hat. Red hat. Oops. Red shirt. Blue shirt. Yellow shirt. Oops. Yellow pants. Red pants. Green pants. Oops.
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Mom?
Do you A, try to fix it?
like it never happened.
B, work with what you got. Or C, show solidarity.
Thank you, baby.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. You're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh, yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're so wet.
I surrender.
All right, pal. Get ready for the day, buddy.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Dad. Do we have a gun?
What's that?
Do we have a gun?
UNT's women's soccer team claimed their 14th conference championship on Wednesday. Senior Aaliyah Nolan scored the winning goal, claiming victory over Middle Tennessee with a score of 2-1. This marks the women's soccer team's 5th consecutive championship and their 14th overall championship win. Meanwhile, UNT's Mean Green football is looking to take the homecoming victory against Rice University after their second conference loss against the UAB Blazers last weekend. We'll have more about UNT's homecoming later on in the show.
The UNT's women's tennis team won the doubles ITA Texas Regional Tournament this past weekend. It's a significant victory because it's the first time in program history that anyone has won the ITA title. But you don't have to be on the varsity team to play tennis for UNT. Martez Macelis-Huff explains why the club program could be the perfect fit for you.
It's not always how fast you can serve on the court. For Nathan Meyer, a freshman at UNT, tennis is about making friends and connections.
It's kind of really opened me up. I was kind of shy as a little kid, but it's kind of broken me out of the shell a little bit, and I'm able to converse with people a little bit better.
Meyer started playing tennis in his garage when he was 3. Philip Ferrer started playing as a kid. From learning a forehand and backhand ground stroke as a player, the UNT senior is now spreading his knowledge about the game.
Tennis has a big impact on my life. Not only have I been playing it for 13 years, I've decided to take a career out of it, personally. I teach tennis here in Denton, Texas.
The president of the club strives to show how passion for this sport can carry over in the program.
It's definitely had its challenges. It's something you definitely have to get used to, but I love it so much, so I'm really glad that I'm able to give back to it. It's definitely taught me a lot about time management, and it's really been great to just learn as a leader over this past year.
Volleys, overheads, fast feet, just some qualities you need for the UNT Club tennis program. Martez Macelis-Huff, NT Daily News.
You can catch the UNT Club tennis team this weekend at the Baylor Varsity Court Tennis Center in Waco.
See what events kick off UNT's homecoming game day weekend coming up.
I got some Oxy after I hurt my neck. First, I took them to feel better. Then, I just kept taking them. I didn't know they'd be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. You're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh, yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're so wet.
our neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
Local nonprofit organization Serve Denton has added a new partner to its roster. Denton's Friends of the Family helps victims of sexual and domestic abuse. The nonprofit recently joined 10 other groups that are located and serve Denton's nearly 33,000 square foot building. Serve Denton Executive Director Carly Cuban says the group needed room to grow. Serves Denton's hopes to put the city's nonprofits under the same roof.
Homecoming is an exciting time for UNT, and every day this week there's been an event on campus to ramp up the school spirit for every kind of fan and dogs. Thursday, UNT students and staff created toys for dogs and cats made of old t-shirts. The Denton Animal Shelter toy making event was held in the Student Union on campus. Roughly 250 animal lovers participated. The event also collected donations of blankets to keep the sheltered animals warm. The coordinators say using old clothes was intentional.
This is to be more sustainable, so we're actually repurposing used t-shirts. We're trying to make this as zero waste as possible. We're definitely going to have some scraps, but that's our aim is to use the majority of each t-shirt.
Donations were delivered Thursday afternoon.
And there are still more homecoming events planned. Friday night at 7:30, there will be a bonfire held at the Alumni Pavilion. On Saturday morning, the homecoming parade starts at 10. UNT tailgate starts at noon. All the festivities lead up to the homecoming game against Rice. Kickoff is at 3.
What started out as a personal hobby for one Denton resident has transformed into a full business. NT Daily's Benjamin Savallo is here to take us inside the Salted Sanctuary.
Kimberly Bien says the name of her store, Salted Sanctuary, is a play on words for when salt was used as a currency. And sanctuary refers to a safe place for your skin. She says her products are an alternative to over-the-counter soap.
The majority of stuff that is on the shelf in stores today is not actually soap, it's detergent. And when you start reading those ingredients, you realize that there's a ton of chemicals in there that you don't need. And it's the reason they're in there is for prolonged shelf life.
Bien started making soap because of the allergic reaction she has with traditional soap.
First, it just started as a research product. It's all chemicals and preservatives and things like that. And then I also kind of realized, well, hey, I can make this. I'm self-taught, practiced, and my products today, all these years later, are very different from the ones that I made in the beginning.
The beginning for Bien was in 2012, and it was humbling. She started out with just a table on a street in downtown Denton.
My kids mentioned that, hey, there's this beautiful market, and they would appreciate natural products there, natural ingredients, and that was Denton Community Market. But my very first offering, my products were in a mason jar, and I didn't even have a tablecloth. And so, there were times when I only sold $11, but it cost $9 to be there for the day.
Even though she wasn't making very much money at the time, Bien never stopped selling her products at the Denton Market. With all the connections she's made, now many artists and makers come to her to help sell their products in her store.
Kimberly actually found me through Denton Market. I have a table there where I sell my felt things, and she wanted to stock my felt cacti in her store. And then when I came in to show her samples of them, she said, we actually need somebody to mind the store, so I got a job, same day.
And so when she was doing this watercolor, a face revealed itself, and then she worked with it further for it to show.
Throughout the years, Bien has also dabbled in a couple of experiments of her own, like putting beer in soap.
In the beer, you're still going to get some of the nutrition from the hops in the oil or the soap mix and onto your skin, and it makes a really smooth bar. And so it's not traditional, and it is a little tricky to work with.
Bien never imagined or even thought of owning her own business when she first started making soap. Now she's already planning to expand and open another storefront.
BN plans to expand her current storefront by adding a workshop and a kitchen to make her soaps on site. Benjamin Savallo, NT Daily News.
Finally, there's less than 1 week left to carve your pumpkin for Halloween. The Trinity United Methodist Church Pumpkin Patch can help. It received 4,000 pumpkins to sell. Proceeds from the pumpkin patch go to the church's children, middle school, and musical ministries. The pumpkin patch is at the church on 633 Hobson Lane. It closes for the season on November 1st.
That's our time for now. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you next time for NT Daily News.